Princess Eugenie, the daughter of former Prince Andrew. Now, she's announced she's stepping back as patron from Anti-Slavery International.
Princess Eugenie has stepped away from a charity role she held for 7 years, and the news arrives while renewed controversy surrounding her father, Prince Andrew, continues to follow the royal family. The timing has raised many eyebrows among royal watchers. Why did she leave after so long? Could Andrew's situation have influenced her choice? Steps away from Anti-Slavery International. For many years, Princess Eugenie appeared to be a natural fit for this mission. She used her position to speak about modern slavery and the harm it causes. With the attention that comes from being a member of the British royal family, she helped bring visibility to an issue that often remains hidden from public view. Her support gave the charity a strong platform. Campaigns that might otherwise receive little attention were suddenly part of wider global conversations. Her involvement showed genuine concern for the victims of exploitation. It did not appear to be only a ceremonial role. Instead, she built a reputation as someone willing to raise awareness and encourage people to pay attention to the reality of modern slavery. Because of this history, her departure after 7 years has attracted attention. The change was announced quietly. Anti-Slavery International released a carefully written statement, expressing appreciation for her years of support. The message focused on gratitude and recognition of her contribution rather than conflict. Yet the reason behind the decision was difficult to overlook. The continuing controversy connected to her father, Prince Andrew, still affects many parts of royal life. His association with the convicted trafficker, Jeffrey Epstein, created one of the most damaging scandals connected to the modern British royal family. Even years later, that connection continues to bring criticism and public debate. For organizations working to fight exploitation and trafficking, public perception carries great importance. Trust is essential for their mission. The credibility of the cause must remain clear and unquestioned. Because of this, the situation surrounding Prince Andrew created a difficult environment. Although Princess Eugenie showed sincere commitment to the fight against modern slavery, the attention surrounding her father placed the charity in a complicated position. The connection between the scandal and the mission of the organization could raise uncomfortable questions in the public eye. Human rights groups depend heavily on public support. Donations, partnerships, and campaigns rely on trust. Even indirect associations can affect how the public views an organization's work. When that trust is challenged, leaders must make careful decisions to protect the cause itself. People familiar with the situation suggest that the decision was not meant as a rejection of the princess's work. Instead, it reflected a desire to protect the credibility of the organization and its mission. In cases like this, separating personal loyalty from public responsibility can be extremely difficult. Despite stepping down from the official role, the story does not end with complete distance from the cause. Anti-Slavery International expressed hope that Princess Eugenie would continue supporting the fight against modern slavery in other ways. Leaving a formal title does not mean abandoning the issue itself. This moment also highlights a reality faced by many members of the British royal family. Their identities are closely connected to family history. Public perception often links each individual to the actions and controversies of relatives. Even personal efforts and sincere commitments can be reshaped by circumstances outside their control. For Princess Eugenie, the decision shows how complicated royal responsibility can become. Every step taken in public life is viewed through a wider lens. Reputation, family history, and public trust all play a role in shaping the path forward. After 7 years, her chapter with Anti-Slavery International has come to an end. Yet the organization's mission continues. The struggle against exploitation that began in the year 1839 remains active today, reaching far beyond any single patron or public figure. The moment also raises deeper questions about the personal challenges she has faced. Living under the shadow of a major scandal connected to her father placed pressures that few people experience. Protecting a cause she supported while also navigating family loyalty required difficult judgment. Her decision reflects the complicated balance between private life and public duty. It shows how the legacy of family actions can influence choices, even when those choices involve causes built on compassion and justice. William's secret plan to strengthen the royal family. William knew that Beatrice had spent her entire life inside the unusual world of royalty. She had experienced the balance between long-standing tradition and personal independence. Over the years, she had faced challenges, made mistakes, and continued moving forward. Those experiences helped her understand the pressures that come with royal life. For William, that resilience was an important quality. After carefully considering his plans, William eventually decided to speak with Beatrice directly. During their conversation, he explained his vision for the future of the royal family. He told her that he wanted her to become more involved. Instead of simply attending occasional events, he hoped she would take part in the everyday work connected to palace responsibilities. William believed that trusted family members were essential for maintaining stability within the institution. He wanted people around him who understood the meaning of royal duty and who respected the traditions that shaped the monarchy. Beatrice already had years of experience observing this environment, and William believed she could step into a larger role. At first, Beatrice hesitated. Her life had always included a level of personal freedom that William never fully experienced. She had developed her own professional career and followed personal interests outside the palace. Accepting a greater royal role would bring heavier responsibilities and far greater public attention. The decision was not simple. A more active position within the monarchy would also mean increased scrutiny from the public and the media. Every action would be closely watched, and every decision could become part of a public discussion. That level of attention can be difficult for anyone connected to the royal family. However, the opportunity also offered something meaningful. A larger role could give Beatrice a clearer purpose within the institution she had always been part of. Instead of remaining on the sidelines, she would be able to contribute more directly to the work of the monarchy. Many people wondered why William believed Beatrice was the right person to help with this effort. His thinking was not limited to the present moment. William was focused on the long-term future of the royal family. In recent years, the number of working royals has slowly become smaller. Fewer members of the family are available to carry out official duties, attend public engagements, and represent the monarchy at important events. William understood that this situation could create difficulties in the future. Because of this, he began thinking about who could help maintain strength within the institution when his time to lead eventually arrived. In his view, Beatrice was a logical choice for several reasons. One important factor was her understanding of royal duty. Unlike some family members who had stepped away from their roles, Beatrice still valued the traditions and expectations that come with being part of the monarchy. She did not appear to be searching for a way to leave that world behind. Instead, she seemed to be looking for a meaningful place within it. At the same time, Beatrice had developed a special connection with the public. However, that connection had also been affected by complicated family circumstances. Her loyalty and willingness to defend her father, Prince Andrew, had placed her reputation under pressure. At one point, a leaked email connected to her created embarrassment and risk. The situation was not only personally uncomfortable, but also created professional difficulties. Her work as an author, public speaker, and supporter of charitable causes could suffer if she appeared too closely linked to controversy surrounding Andrew. Legal advisors reportedly explored possible ways to protect her reputation. These options ranged from carefully managing her public image to considering formal legal action if Andrew's behavior had caused damage to her personal standing. Some observers believed that a rumored legal threat connected to Sarah Ferguson was not about financial gain. Instead, it appeared to be a statement of principle. The message seemed clear. Sarah Ferguson was no longer willing to quietly protect Andrew from the consequences of his actions. At the center of this complicated situation were Beatrice and her sister, Princess Eugenie. For many years, both daughters had lived under the shadow of their father's controversies. Each new headline placed them once again in a difficult position. Reports suggested that another wave of negative attention finally pushed the family to a breaking point. For Sarah Ferguson, the issue had grown far beyond public image. Protecting the dignity of her family had become the most important priority. As news of her possible actions spread, tension inside Buckingham Palace increased. Palace officials had worked carefully to reduce public attention surrounding Andrew's situation. A legal conflict involving Sarah Ferguson could threaten the fragile calm that had been created. Whether the situation represented a real legal step or simply a powerful warning, one thing became clear. Sarah Ferguson no longer intended to remain silent. The woman once known for her forgiving nature now appeared ready to take a far more determined stance. Yet, to fully understand how these tensions developed and how the situation reached this point, it is necessary to look back to the beginning. The story stretches far beyond recent headlines and public silence, reaching back to the earlier moments that slowly shaped everything that followed. New role emerges as royal tensions grow. When a leaked email reached the press, the headlines quickly focused on Prince Andrew. However, another detail quietly drew attention across royal watchers and insiders. It was the silence of Sarah Ferguson. For many years, the Duchess of York had stood beside her former husband through several public controversies. Because of that history, her sudden distance from the situation felt unusual and deeply meaningful. Sarah had spent many years trying to rebuild her reputation after her marriage ended. Her life after the divorce had been difficult at times, especially under the constant attention of tabloids. She worked hard to reshape her public image and move beyond years of harsh criticism. Her business efforts often struggled as well, partly because people frequently connected her finances to Andrew's royal status. The leaked email created a new level of concern. Reports suggested it hinted at Andrew's involvement in behavior that many considered ethically troubling. For Sarah, this situation appeared to cross a personal boundary. What reportedly angered her most was the suggestion that her own name, along with the names of their daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, might become tied to the growing controversy. The correspondence did not only refer to Andrew's alleged attempt to gather information about Virginia Giuffre, it also suggested past connections that could damage the reputation of the wider family. One report even claimed that Sarah and her daughters had once visited Jeffrey Epstein after his release. Sarah strongly denied that claim, but the public discussion had already begun, and doubts were spreading. Behind palace doors, reports described Sarah as deeply upset. Friends close to her said she felt used and frustrated by the situation. At the same time, attention slowly turned toward Princess Beatrice and her possible future role within the royal family. Beatrice had long been viewed as someone who quietly faced many challenges. Over the years, she experienced criticism about her appearance and personal life. Despite that pressure, she never publicly attacked the family or walked away from her responsibilities. Because of this steady attitude, many people respected her patience. Prince William recognized that the public often responded warmly to Beatrice. He believed she had the ability to connect with people in a different way from many other royals. Because of that, he saw potential for her to take on a larger role within the modern monarchy. However, this idea was not welcomed by everyone in the palace. Some members of the royal family questioned whether Beatrice was the right choice for an expanded position. Even with this hesitation, William remained firm about his vision. For Beatrice, the decision carried deep meaning. She had grown up watching William and Prince Harry handle the heavy responsibilities of royal life, while she stayed mostly in the background. Now she had the opportunity to step forward and contribute in a new way. Beatrice agreed to support the plan, but she wanted clear conditions. She did not want a role filled with endless public appearances. Instead, she preferred work that allowed her to stay somewhat outside the spotlight while still contributing to the royal mission. Her responsibilities would focus on areas that match the direction of a modern monarchy. These include education, technology, and mental health. Through these causes, Beatrice could help connect royal tradition with everyday life. Her experience working outside the royal structure also gives her a different understanding of the modern world. At times, she would still appear publicly when needed, especially in support of William's broader plans. Her role is not meant to replace any other royal figure. Instead, it is designed to strengthen the team that William is slowly building for the future. This change represents an important shift for both Beatrice and the royal family. She is stepping into a position that was never originally planned for her. Yet many believe she is prepared to prove that she belongs there. With Beatrice now involved, William's long-term vision for the monarchy is starting to take shape. He is not only thinking about the day he becomes king, he is also preparing a group of people who can help the institution adapt and survive in a changing world. Even so, one major question remains. Can Princess Beatrice overcome the quiet resistance that still exists within the palace walls? Sarah Ferguson's sudden silence. On September 16, 2025, Sarah Ferguson made what would later become her final confirmed public appearance. She attended the memorial service of Catherine, a moment marked by quiet respect and long-standing royal tradition. The atmosphere of the event reflected remembrance and dignity. Cameras recorded her arrival, and those present observed nothing unusual about her presence. At the time, the appearance seemed completely normal. However, when people looked back at that day later, it began to feel very different. What once looked like a simple public engagement now appears to have been the final visible moment before a sudden disappearance from public life. After that memorial service, she was no longer seen at official events. Following that day, there were no new engagements added to her public schedule. No interviews appeared. There were no statements or public explanations about her absence. The silence did not build slowly over time. Instead, it happened quickly and completely. One moment she was present in public life, and the next she was gone from the spotlight. Within royal circles, a sudden absence rarely happens without reason. At the beginning, many people believed she had stepped away to escape growing pressure. In recent months, questions about her finances had become louder. Discussions about her commercial projects were becoming more critical. Because of this, many observers believed that taking a short break from public attention would be understandable. However, later information began to suggest that something more deliberate may have been happening behind the scenes. According to sources familiar with her movements, shortly after her appearance in September, she traveled to the Gulf region. Reports indicate that she spent time in the United Arab Emirates. Traveling abroad alone would not normally raise concern. Many public figures maintain international connections, and trips outside their home country are common. Yet the situation became more significant when reports also mentioned discussions taking place in Qatar. Emerging accounts suggest that these discussions involved negotiations related to a private financial and residency arrangement. According to insiders, the purpose of these talks was to create stability during a period when her business ventures were beginning to face visible pressure. Investment support was reportedly part of the proposed arrangement. Financial backing could provide assistance to ventures that were struggling to maintain stability. Another important part of the reported discussions involved confidentiality protections. These measures would limit media exposure and help reduce public attention. If these reports are accurate, such protections could provide both financial relief and distance from public scrutiny. The situation therefore carries meaning beyond simple travel or relocation. It reflects a shift involving influence, perception, and long-term positioning. For many years, Ferguson lived within the complex world of the royal family. During that time, she attended major events and experienced both personal and institutional challenges. Through these experiences, she observed how carefully the monarchy maintains its public image and internal balance. Her family also plays an important role in this broader story. Princess Beatrice is the first child of Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson. Since her birth on August 8, 1988, her position within the royal structure has been clearly defined. As the daughter of Prince Andrew and a granddaughter of Elizabeth II, Beatrice held an established place within the royal family. However, she was never expected to stand on the ruling side of the monarchy. At one point, she held the fifth position in the line of succession, yet she was not prepared for major royal responsibilities. As Beatrice grew older, she developed a clear understanding of her role. From an early age, she appeared aware that her life would follow the path of a quiet royal figure. Her upbringing differed from that of many of her cousins. Her life looked very different from that of Prince William, who was prepared for kingship from childhood. At the same time, Beatrice did not live a loud or controversial life like Prince Harry. She was also not viewed as a future queen in the way Catherine was often perceived. Unlike Meghan Markle, she did not become a glamorous public figure connected to Hollywood. Instead, Beatrice moved quietly through royal life. Her story is one of a royal figure who largely remained in the background. She lived in a world of privilege, yet her position often placed her outside the center of royal attention. While many people focused on the most visible members of the family, Beatrice continued to build her own path quietly. Her life reflects a unique place within the royal system, where visibility, responsibility, and public expectation do not always align in obvious ways. The details surrounding her experiences offer a perspective that many people rarely notice. There is also one interesting fact about her parents that adds another layer to this story: the quiet life of Princess Beatrice. On September 16, 2025, Sarah Ferguson made what would later become her final confirmed public appearance. she attended the memorial service of Catherine, a moment marked by quiet respect and long-standing royal tradition. The atmosphere of the event reflected remembrance and dignity. Cameras recorded her arrival, and those present observed nothing unusual about her presence. At the time, the appearance seemed completely normal. However, when people look back at that day later, it began to feel very different. What once looked like a simple public engagement now appears to have been the final visible moment before a sudden disappearance from public life. After that memorial service, she was no longer seen at official events. Following that day, there were no new engagements added to her public schedule. No interviews appeared. There were no statements or public explanations about her absence. The silence did not build slowly over time. Instead, it happened quickly and completely. One moment she was present in public life, and the next, she was gone from the spotlight. Within royal circles, a sudden absence rarely happens without reason. At the beginning, many people believed she had stepped away to escape growing pressure. In recent months, questions about her finances had become louder. Discussions about her commercial projects were becoming more critical. Because of this, many observers believed that taking a short break from public attention would be understandable. However, later information began to suggest that something more deliberate may have been happening behind the scenes. According to sources familiar with her movements, shortly after her appearance in September, she traveled to the Gulf region. Reports indicate that she spent time in the United Arab Emirates. Traveling abroad alone would not normally raise concern. Many public figures maintain international connections, and trips outside their home country are common. Yet, the situation became more significant when reports also mentioned discussions taking place in Qatar. Emerging accounts suggest that these discussions involved negotiations related to a private financial and residency arrangement. According to insiders, the purpose of these talks was to create stability during a period when her business ventures were beginning to face visible pressure. Investment support was reportedly part of the proposed arrangement. Financial backing could provide assistance to ventures that were struggling to maintain stability. Another important part of the reported discussions involved confidentiality protections. These measures would limit media exposure and help reduce public attention. If these reports are accurate, such protections could provide both financial relief and distance from public scrutiny. The situation therefore carries meaning beyond simple travel or relocation. It reflects a shift involving influence, perception, and long-term positioning. For many years, Ferguson lived within the complex world of the royal family. During that time, she attended major events and experienced both personal and institutional challenges.
Through these experiences, she observed how carefully the monarchy maintains its public image and internal balance. Her family also plays an important role in this broader story. Princess Beatrice is the first child of Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson. Since her birth on August 8, 1988, her position within the royal structure has been clearly defined. As the daughter of Prince Andrew and a granddaughter of Elizabeth II, Beatrice held an established place within the royal family. However, she was never expected to stand on the ruling side of the monarchy. At one point, she held the fifth position in the line of succession, yet she was not prepared for major royal responsibilities. As Beatrice grew older, she developed a clear understanding of her role. From an early age, she appeared aware that her life would follow the path of a quiet royal figure. Her upbringing differed from that of many of her cousins. Her life looked very different from that of Prince William, who was prepared for kingship from childhood. At the same time, Beatrice did not live a loud or controversial life like Prince Harry. She was also not viewed as a future queen in the way Catherine was often perceived. Unlike Meghan Markle, she did not become a glamorous public figure connected to Hollywood. Instead, Beatrice moved quietly through royal life. Her story is one of a royal figure who largely remained in the background. She lived in a world of privilege, yet her position often placed her outside the center of royal attention. While many people focused on the most visible members of the family, Beatrice continued to build her own path quietly. Her life reflects a unique place within the royal system, where visibility, responsibility, and public expectation do not always align in obvious ways. The details surrounding her experiences offer a perspective that many people rarely notice. There is also one interesting fact about her parents that adds another layer to this story: tension. Inside Royal Lodge. Prince Andrew has lived at Royal Lodge since the early 2000s. He secured the property through a strong lease agreement
that has proven difficult even for the monarchy to challenge. After the passing of Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, Andrew took responsibility for the estate. As part of that arrangement, he promised to restore and maintain the property. Reports indicate that he invested millions of pounds in repairs and improvements while paying a symbolic rent. For many years, Royal Lodge served as his safe and private world. The estate allowed him to live far away from public attention and royal pressure. After his public controversies and loss of royal roles, the property became even more important to him. It offered distance from criticism and a place to remain out of the spotlight. Now, however, the same estate that once protected him is rumored to be at the center of growing tension. Sarah Ferguson's continued presence at Royal Lodge has always attracted public curiosity. Even after her divorce from Prince Andrew in 1996, she remained very close to him. The two continued living under the same roof while raising their daughters, and they often described their connection as a strong and lasting friendship. Recently, though, sources close to the Duchess say the mood inside the home has changed. After a leaked email brought renewed controversy surrounding Andrew, the environment reportedly became more uncomfortable. The warmth that once defined their relationship is said to have cooled into polite but distant interaction. Friends of Sarah Ferguson say her frustration has slowly grown. Over the years, she worked hard to rebuild her reputation. She built a career as an author, charity supporter, and public figure, carefully moving forward from earlier mistakes in her life. However, each new headline connected to Andrew threatens to pull her back into the same public story. Because of this, the Duchess is reportedly considering her legal options and thinking more seriously about separating her personal life from Andrew's public legacy. According to insiders, she increasingly feels trapped by the situation. A home that once offered safety and comfort now feels restrictive and difficult. At the same time, Prince Andrew's isolation has grown. After losing his royal duties and titles, he has remained largely out of public life, spending most of his time within the walls of Royal Lodge. Meanwhile, their daughter Princess Beatrice has followed a different path. Her public role has often focused on meaningful causes such as education, dyslexia awareness, and mental health advocacy. When she attends events connected to these issues, she is known for listening carefully and sharing from personal experience. Her personal life has also remained relatively private. Her relationship with property developer Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi developed quietly in its early stages. When the couple married in 2020 during the pandemic, the ceremony was very different from traditional royal weddings. Instead of a large global event, it was a small and intimate gathering attended only by close family and friends. The couple chose to release only a few official photographs rather than extensive media coverage. Their approach reflected a clear preference for privacy. This same pattern appeared again when Princess Beatrice welcomed her daughter in 2021. The birth was warmly announced, but the family kept the details simple and low-key. The decision suggested that she wanted to raise her child away from constant public attention. Princess Beatrice has not stepped away from royal family life completely. She still attends important gatherings such as weddings, christenings, and major family events where her presence is expected. At the same time, her professional, charitable, and personal choices show a desire to build an identity that goes beyond royal titles. Through these choices, she has slowly been shaping a modern version of what it means to be a princess, balancing royal tradition with a quieter and more independent life. This raises an interesting question. What truly led Princess Beatrice to step away from her anti-slavery charity after 7 years? Was it simply a personal decision, or was it connected to the wider controversy surrounding her family?